Celeste, and I just wanted to. This is going to be kind of unscripted, but I kind of wanted to just go over the Blitz Pro, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and the gear that I use and why I use it. So this is just kind of more informational. There might be a little bit of B-roll thrown in there, just to illustrate some points, but I don't know. Here we go. So this is the Blitz Pro. This is the one I raced at in China. It has decal on here that is engraved with my name on it, which I love. We on side of the Blitz Pro, I use power knobs. So that's what these guys are. These are the Street Fusions with the extra long brake pads. I've gotten used to them very quickly. I used to have the split pad design, which I still have on my EX30, and that's what I used to race on that. With these, it's a one-stop shop, just slap on and they forget. My feet fit into it with my boots very tightly, which I actually like a lot because it makes it so I don't have really any foot movement as I'm carving or as I'm moving pretty heavily. The tops here are a custom 3D printed design. They're a modified design of the default, but it cuts off the handle and frames it out a little bit. I do want to reprint this because right now one of them is broken from just dropping the wheel. And I want to print it in TPU, which would need modifying the design a little bit to be able to use the handle and everything else with it. So, what I like about this wheel so far, the performance is so far unmatched. I've already on things like the third ride that I had since I got back here. I've gone faster than I've ever gone with my EX30. Uh, there's still a lot more to push out of this. I have my alarm set up at 20% safety margin, and I still haven't heard them. And that has gone 57 GPS. So there's still more to give. I like the lights up here. I like the lights up the front, but I want to modify them to be RGB as well. The suspension is actually fairly decent, and especially for a stock suspension. Uh, with each one of these, with this one you fill up and that becomes your compression, and this one you fill up, that becomes your rebound. And then you can do minor adjustments with the knobs in the back. So ad hoc, you can just change whatever you need, and the suspension works pretty well. Probably won't upgrade that for the foreseeable future, but when it does come time to upgrade that, it's just going to be a standard linkage upgrade like done in past Begode wheels. This specific Blitz Pro, you probably can't see it very well, has a tile magnesium motor that was given to the riders in China. Compared to what I rode in China, it seems to decrease the responsiveness a tiny bit, but increases the torque a tiny bit as well. So it's a give some, lose some. Overall, I'm really enjoying this wheel. It's given me the confidence to push harder than I've ever pushed before. Other things I wanted to mention about the Blitz Pro, it's a little heavier than the Blitz. It's about 10 pounds heavier. That means it's not quite as responsive as the Blitz, but in return, you get more of that grunt because you have the higher voltage of the battery. So who's it for? Are experienced riders, people who want to go fast, obviously, people who value the performance of the wheel. It's not going to be for newer riders or people looking for the lightest wheel or something they really want to just do last mile commuting on. It also has a 3,000 watt hour battery. That gets you at least going spirited, maybe about 40 miles of range, which isn't the best, but still is not that bad. And if you conserve your energy and you ride at slower speeds, you can definitely get a lot more than that. So now as for other things that I'm using on this, I have the race box here. This I use when I'm practicing on the track and just when I want to know how fast I'm going or how consistent I am. with my speeds, with my turns, things along that nature. My boots here are Milwaukee leather. Uh, they have this nice little floral design, but mostly they're around safety and security. They have enough pliability in the leather so that I can actually move the wheel, but they are fairly large for most people, but it doesn't really detriment me to how I carve. Uh, and I just feel very safe and secure with them. My boots here pretty much snap into the wheel. So I put them in sideways and snap them in. They are locked in with the pedals and the spikes on the pedals and for the knobs. Uh, this leads me to like decelerate fast. I'll lean backwards and I'll cut in some B-roll to show this as well. To accelerate, I actually kneel forward with this side and pretty much shift my whole upper body forward, which is a bit different than most people ride. Now, as for the pedals are Atom G pedals. They're custom milled aluminum pedals. They have set screws as spikes, and they give a lot of grip to the bottom of my shoe. When I was first learning, I had a lot of problems with my foot slipping out, but ever since I got these, I don't have a problem. These are his race pedals, and his race pedals are a little bit wider and a little bit longer than the last pedals that he did. And honestly, for a wheel like this, I love them a lot. For my knee pads, I'm using the typical Liat knee pads. These are, as you can see, a little bit abused, uh, but they work really well. I do want to upgrade to an X-Brace kind of pad because these do have a tendency to slip when you are sliding. My gloves and wrist guards that I use now are the E-Rides gloves. These have knuckle protection. These have finger protection. These have these little flaps so that your pinky doesn't get broken, which I have broken a pinky before using flex meters because, yeah, it just flipped back. They have a slide pad on the top and another one on the bottom, and that really gives a good secure feeling to my hands. Uh, the fingertips and the thumbs have conductive material. Uh, doesn't affect me using my phone, and just overall feel very secure with these. And they wrap around like this to secure. On top of this, as you can see, I have a mirror. This is just a typical hand mirror from Amazon. Sometimes I use that. Sometimes I use a helmet mirror. I really enjoy having a hand mirror over a helmet mirror just because it's a lot easier for me to see through it and position it wherever I want it to be. But I am trying to transition more to a helmet mirror over time. And the last piece, or two more pieces of gear I have. This is my MTB helmet. This is a Smith mainline. You can see it's had a few crashes. Uh, it's actually an orange one that was painted to be purple and pink. But overall, this helmet has a good amount of protection and also has MIPS and also has proven itself a few times. I have a Cardo Edge on it that I listen to music and for communications. I have the same base on all my helmets. So my other helmet that I use very frequently is an AGV K6S. I'll add some video here for that. That helmet is extremely secure. Its main downside is the visor retention system is pretty weak. I've printed little tiny spacers that I put on the ratchet mechanism in order to fix that a little bit, but it still is kind of a problem and is annoying from time to time. The other piece of gear that I have is the one that's on me. This is a Starfield Night protection mesh. I wear this often when I just want to be as minimal as possible. It has backplate on it. It has shoulder and arm protection. And it looks pretty good. Um, Now, I normally, when I'm racing or I'm doing something else, I will put pads on top of this. Like I'll put Fox pads on my elbows, and I will also put a chest plate on my front and my back when I'm racing. So that's some additional protection that I use. Uh, yeah, and that's about it for all that. Uh, so, yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.